Hey, blessings, blessings, blessings. Welcome to the Unstoppable Lionesses show. We are always thrilled to have our sisterhood come together and be able to partake in encouraging one another, to lock arms together, and to really, really embody what it means to be lionesses. Because lionesses are fearless, lionesses are courageous, lionesses are extremely intelligent, lionesses know their surroundings, lionesses are very protective of their cubs and their lioness sisters' cubs. They protect each other's cubs, they protect each other, they protect their kings. I mean, lionesses, there is such a depth to what lionesses are and what they do. One day I think that's going to be one of my topics, so that you can fully embrace and understand why we are unstoppable lionesses. Lionesses are majestic. Just look at them behind me. They are such beautiful creatures of God. They really are. They're graceful. There's this, I can just go on and on and on. Can you tell I'm a little passionate about the lioness? Just a little bit. The Lord blessed me with a new vehicle, and I went to the DMV today to get my license plate personalized, and my license plate is going to say Lioness 1. Okay, so I'm all in. I'm all in as a lioness. I really am, because I believe that is part of the structure that God gave us. When we think about our elder brother being the lion of the tribe of Judah, and he is our elder brother, and therefore as his sisters we are lionesses. And so I'm just grateful to God for that. So I wanted to throw that out there. Didn't mean to go into all of that, but we prayed just before this broadcast and we asked the Lord to have his way, and I believe that is exactly what he is doing. My segment tonight, and my sister Crystal Travis and I will dive even deeper into this after she shares her segment. But it is about promotion. It is about not getting ready, but being ready. I did a whole live on this morning, and unfortunately, my sound was muted on it. So you guys get to feel the brunt of what God was really giving me. But my topic this morning was, are you ready? Are you ready for promotion? You need to be ready, not just be getting ready. You need to be positioned in the Lord so that as promotion comes, you fully embrace it. You need to recognize and understand that promotion isn't an accident. It is not an accident. It is a divine setup for greater kingdom impact. So promotion comes from God. The scripture foundation for that is found in Psalms 75, the 6th and the 7th verse. And it says, for promotion comes neither from the east, nor the west, nor the south, but God is the judge. He puts down one and he exalts another. And transition is how preparation positions us for God's timing and the doors that he opens. So this is why I am saying you're not supposed to be getting ready. We talk in time words a lot, all right? But in the kingdom, we have to be ready, not just be preparing. Now, preparation is important. We do have to prepare. We have to prepare our businesses to upscale them. We have to prepare our staff to make sure that they see the vision and they're prepared and ready as the business is expanding. We have to prepare ourselves for the higher calling and elevation of where we're going. But in that preparing, we still must be ready. We must be ready, because when promotion comes, when the favor of God falls upon your life, you cannot be stumbling around and going, oh God, now what do I do? No, you have already got to be in that position for the download to come down, for you to receive it, for you to embrace it, for you to walk in it. All right? And then allow the Spirit of God to guide you as you step. He said that he would be that lamp upon your path. All right. So he will light it. Think of it like a runway. When planes get ready to land, I spend a lot of times on planes. When planes get ready to land, especially at night, you can see that runway is lit up. It is guiding them in. And even though they land and they're taxiing to the gate, and you know that they can see the gate right in front of them. The pilots are in the cockpit. They can absolutely see the gate. But there is somebody on the ground with these lights still guiding them into the gate. Into the gate. And that's how we have to perceive and see the Spirit of God on and in our lives. He is steadily guiding us. He is steadily guiding us. So we're going to be ready, but even in our being ready, we're going to know that we still need his guidance and his direction as we go and plow the path, especially leaders. You lionesses that are on here and you are leaders, you're leaders in your home, you're leaders on your job, you're leaders in your company, you're leaders in some of your relationships. Now, we'll talk about the marriage aspect, but in a lot of your relationships, you're the leader in the relationship as well. All right. As leaders, it is vitally important that we are being led. And that is not a contradiction. We are being led by him. I had a conversation. It was last week, actually. It was before I left Las Vegas. I was at a network mixer for C-Suite. And I was talking to this young lady, and she was, what do you do? Yada, yada, yada. And I was telling her about my nonprofit, Lioness Warrior Kingdom, and what have you, and how we help women to heal from past abuses and traumas so that they can realize their dreams of being entrepreneurs. But for them to be good leaders, they have to heal from what they've walked through, because a hurt leader will hurt people. And so as we're talking, and she was like, oh, yes, I'm into healing too. And yeah. What she was coming from was not from the Spirit of God. And she thought that she had it all together because, we're love, and, and that's our healing place is love. And I was like, well, yeah, we're love. But the reason we're love is because we're created in the image and likeness of God. And then she went to talk about the universe. And, she pushed that little button that I have. And I began to explain to her. I said, let me tell you, and it's so that you completely understand where I'm coming from. The universe is cool. Universe is good. But listen, I worship the creator of the universe. And because he created the universe and then created me in his image and in his likeness, he's given me the power and the authority to speak to the universe, not to depend on it, but to call into existence what he said is mine. So I am not worshiping the universe. I'm not dependent on the universe. I am dependent on the creator of the universe. And because of that, the universe has to bow to what he has said about me. And she just looked at me. It was just like, okay. It's like, when you understand who you are based on whose you are, it gives you a whole nother level of confidence so that you are ready for promotion. You are ready for where God is taking you. You are ready for the favor of doors and opportunities opening on your behalf and not getting the big head about it. Because it's not just about you. It's about the one who created you, predestined you, and put purpose within you. And the favor, his favor and his glory is upon you so that you can carry out that directive. So it's not about patting yourself on the back. It's about, let me flow in what you created me for, because I want to leave this place empty when I step back into eternity, because this is just a snippet. All right. But when I step back into eternity, I want to make sure that everything that I was supposed to do in this realm, in this dimension, that I fulfilled it. And that's what I want to encourage you to be your mindset, so that when you are looking for and wanting to manifest promotion in your life, you understand what the promotion is for. All right. It is not just so you can boast and be puffed up. I was at Dr. Cindy Trim's End Your Year Strong last week, and I want to say Pastor Mike Powell. I think Powell is his last name, but it's Pastor Mike. He was talking about, he said, when people come to my church and they look, and he said, and a lot of times they get this feeling of opulence and then they want to kind of check me for it. And he said, listen, I loved it. He said, listen, he said, when I was growing up, he said, I did not admire anybody that was broke. I wasn't sitting on my porch watching cars go by saying that a hoopty was mine. No, I wanted the finer things. He said, now, as I got into who I am in God, I understand that those are just tools. He said, because if all we're doing and representing the body is representing a broke down, sick, poor, poverty-stricken body, what about that is going to encourage somebody to come and get to know our God? You're trying to tell me your God is all this in a bag of chips and he created everything, and you sitting around and you can't even pay your rent. He said, listen, we all walk through stages of life. We all go through different things, but the things that we go through is so that we can build our faith muscles. And this is me. All right, now I'm crossing over from Pastor Mike back to me. We walk, because I don't walk through all of it. I have a brand new vehicle that is the bomb diggity, but I also remember for 4 years not having a vehicle. For 4 years, having to rely on somebody else to get to where I needed to go. For 4 years, not having an address to call my own because I had to stay with other people. I walked through that season. So I appreciate the season that I'm in right now. And I don't get the big head of it because, Lord, I thank you for your promises coming to pass so I can tell others that don't be consumed by where you are right now. Even where I am at this stage of life, I'm not consumed by that. I'm consumed by the knowledge that God is faithful. And if we just hold true and hold steadfast to his hand, we will see the manifestation of his promises. And it's not just about houses and cars and land and wealth. It is about being his example in this glory, in this earth realm, to bear the weight of his glory and to be glory bearers. I need to represent and show forth the glory of God, whether I don't have a vehicle or I do have a vehicle. Whether I have, and I'm going to get there, a 4,000 square foot home. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to get there. Or a 1,500 square foot home. Been there. God's glory is still God's glory. And he blesses us so that wherever we are, we understand that, so that as promotion comes, I don't forget my topic, as promotion comes and as we grow in stature, remember even Christ grew in stature and man, as we grow in stature, as we are promoted, as well as in the natural, we do it in the grace of God. We do it because of his favor and his grace upon us. So I'm like, you know what? I'm on one about that right now. And I know it's because God has it really bubbling in my spirit, because too many people are held bound by either lack or worshiping other things. So there's the ends of the spectrum. I'm in poverty and I'm in lack and I'm bound by it because I can't see myself ever coming out. Or I got this, that, and the other, and I think that's what makes me. No, to either one. All right. In the midst of it all, it's still him. And it will always be about him. And I'm going to be quiet now. I'm going to bring my sister on because she's going to break those labels off of you, whether it is poverty, lack, or conceitedness and the big head. Whatever the label is, it's coming off. All right. So my sister Crystal Lewis is coming forth with her segment, and we will take it from there. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. That was so good. Like, you didn't actually have to leave, but we'll have you come back on in a minute. that you are sitting there talking about promotion and knowing who and whose you are. And that is the key to breaking the labels off of us. So I'm going to just read, it's actually from Oxford Languages Dictionary, the definition of a label. And it is a classifying phrase or name applied to a person or a thing, especially one that is inaccurate or restrictive. So did you hear that, guys? A label is especially one that is inaccurate or restrictive. So most of the labels that we have on us, that others had labeled us with, that we label ourselves with, are inaccurate and restrictive, which leads back to what our sister Colette was saying, is to know who you are and to know what they say about you. Theirs is the only label that is accurate and unrestricted. And so to rise into levels of promotion, we have to let go of the things that are inaccurate and restrictive in our lives. And so one of, maybe some of you have heard about labeling theory, and a man named Howard Becker in 1963 started the study of that and came up with the word. And the study highlighted the negative effects of labels on people and how they're labeled. And he talked about parents and caregivers and adults, especially for what they labeled children. But guys, we are all God's children. And what he says about us truly, truly affects who we are and breaks off all the negativity that the world places on us so that we can rise higher with him into a level of promotion. So what he did in his study was talk about how an adjective that parents use to describe children's behavior, characteristics, or appearance, how most of the time that was negative. And as you can probably think about and come into quick realization, as I did, that we do this easily to our children, especially to ourselves, most definitely, but to those around us. And especially, we throw out little things like we are always like labeling, judging something. And we do it if we are frustrated, if we're overwhelmed, if we're tired, if we're sick. We can throw out things that are not meant to define us, that are not a real truth, that are things we don't really mean or want to say. But in that spirit of brokenness, overwhelm, hurt, shame, guilt, like some of the things that Dr. Colette talked about earlier, then we start saying those words. We start speaking those words and we let them slip out. So we need to be careful and conscious and take every thought and every word captive before it proceeds from our mouth, or in stopping the labels that are never meant to define us. So take a breath if you're feeling overwhelmed, tired, whatever. And guys, we're not going to always get this 100%, but the quicker that we recognize what came out of our mouth, the thought that came into our mind, the quicker we recognize and correct it to say a better word, a better thought, the quicker it's going to happen, and it will become a habit for you. It will become the new way that you live. And I have a saying, I told it to my children for years. I've been saying it more, that our words create our worlds. So we do create the world around us with our words. So if you want to be kind, loving, cheerful, healthy, wise, um, successful, as Dr. Colette said, choose your words. And it's not the universe that we're speaking it out to, which that is what some people do. They say, oh, speak it to the universe and the universe will give it back. No, that isn't. It is God's principle. Guys, I've went through so many network marketing, so many networking groups, business groups, real estate groups, online business groups, like all the things, guys. I have been a part of them. I have learned the things. I have watched The Secret. I have known all the things. And guys, it wasn't the universe. Yes, our words have power. Speak them out. But you know where the power ultimately comes from when we speak out the words? From our Creator. And why is there power in us speaking out the words? Because then He knows that our heart recognizes, our mind recognizes the gifts of Him and what He wants to give us and do for us and be for us so that we can live in, on, and for His purposes. So when we speak those things out, He brings them back to us. And so I want to leave you with this verse, and then we can have Dr. Colette come back on and talk. But it is from Psalms 138, verse 8. It says, the Lord will work out His plans for my life. The Lord will work out the plans for your life. For your faithful love, O Lord, endures forever, and you don't abandon me, for you made me. So, guys, we can never be abandoned. And His word for you guys, go ask Him what His word is for you and listen, because His words are life and love and healing and success and abundance and joy in all things. You know the saying, go big or go home, right? I'm sure we have all heard that saying as we are entrepreneurial women and lionesses on here. And I was talking with one of my mentors a couple weeks ago and talking about that. And he is very into, he keeps me in line because I'm being real with you guys. I'm not like my sister Colette. I don't like to schedule things. I don't have stuff planned out to the best. I'm kind of a fly by my seat girl, and just like doing things with him as it comes, with my family as it comes, because guys, my life has been that way, and he's brought honor to my life, and I am thankful for the times that are unstructured so I can go be where I need to be. But I was talking with him about that, and he gets on me because I'm not so structured sometimes. And I was like, I know, I've done the go big, go home. I have had the schedules. I've done all the things. And what hit my heart now was, I am at home. I am at home. I am at home in my Creator. I am at home in who He has created me to be. I am at home now, and in that place, He is going to go big through me. As my sister said on our mountaintop where this Lioness Roundtable came together, was we were going to have bigger bigs and greater greats. And you know how we're having it? By being at home in him so he can go big in us. So that's what I got, sis.
That was amazing. That was amazing. You had so many nuggets in there. The first thing when you talked about what we talked to our children about, how we help our children to structure their lives, because that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? And the words that we speak to them. Another speaker had given a directive. I think it was Bishop Dale Bronner, I believe that was who it was, but he said, stop asking your children what they want to be when they grow up. He said, start asking them, what problem do you want to be the solution for when you grow up?
That's good.
What do you want to solve? And so that their mindset can already start formulating that whatever I do when I grow up, whatever I do in life, it should be a solution to a situation. It should be a solution to a problem. And I think that is wisdom in our lives as adults. You know, especially, we come from an entrepreneurial background. And so as entrepreneurs, when we create our business, the first question, this is going to be my first question on the next Lioness Warrior Roundtable, right? Is what is it that you want to be the solution for? Don't tell me what company you want to start. Tell me what you want to be the solution for. What is that? Because that's what we will structure the company around.
Yeah.
How do we solve a problem? And something else you were saying, like, the words that we speak into our children. One thing, my children, my grandchildren, I'm not around as many of my great-grandchildren as I would like to be to speak these things into them and their parents. But I definitely had that opportunity for my children and my grandchildren. And it was this. I didn't care who you were. Nobody had permission to call any of my babies dumb, stupid, talk down to them. And that meant each other, siblings. No, that's not the language that we use. All right. I will be the first to tell you that was a stupid thing you did. You are way too intelligent to do stupid things like that. Okay, so you need to let them, don't tear them down. Don't tear that mindset down, because as you're building them, you are helping them, as I said in the beginning, to be ready.
Yeah.
You're helping that mindset. I mean, Crystal, I know you can relate to things that were spoken over your life and destroyed your image of yourself. You know? And so it's so important that, as we're speaking into our children, they may be biological, they may be spiritual, they may be nieces and nephews, but it's the same premise. Be the difference. Everybody else may be saying something, but you be the difference. I remember sitting on a flight once with a lady, and she was talking about her son. Obviously, somebody I never met before. She was talking about her son, and her son was autistic. And as she was sharing about him, I asked a question. And I said, what's his gifting? And she looked at me. And I said, every autistic child has a gifting. They're prodigies. They're brilliant. There's a place in their mind that goes way beyond what we can comprehend. What's his gifting? She said, oh my God, nobody has ever asked me this. She had just always fought the battle from a negative, never a positive. And then she began to share his gifting. And you could see the transition in her face completely change. Because now that was like the pride of, he can do this, and it is amazing. And you see what I'm saying? It's what's the perspective that you're coming from, even with yourself?
Yes.
My new book is out, and it's called Snapshots of My Life. And it's moments that shaped me. And I promise when you start reading, you'll be going like, she did what? It was part of my storyline.
Mhm.
And it helped to shape the woman that I am today. Now, a lot of it is in there not for bragging rights, believe me, okay? But to say to somebody out there that may be walking through a phase that I walk through, that you're going to be all right.
Mhm.
Don't let the labels that people are going to try and place on you. When I got pregnant at 14, I was a hoe, I was a slut, I was a tramp, I was everything that people could think of to say about me because I was 14 years old and pregnant.
Oh. Mm.
But that
Mm.
wasn't who I was.
No.
It wasn't even the crux of how it happened.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people will try to put you in those things. You got to flip the script, girl. And that's why I love what you do. So we're having a conversation here. How, because you've walked it, I've walked it, what would be your advice to someone who is currently walking under the weight of a label that somebody has placed on them? And because of the weight of that label, they can't walk into their season of promotion because they don't think they're worthy of the promotion.
Right. I mean, the first thing you have to do is to stop speaking that over you. You have to be the one that speaks the better words over you. You have to believe it, because no matter who is saying what to you, it's what you're saying to yourself that has the most power. So you have to, that's where, when we get to set and know who our creator is, and who, what he says about him is what he says about us. Like, what we are the same as him. Like, that is what blew my mind, is to sit and know how much love we were created in, how much joy, peace, abundance, like everything that God is, we are. And so we have to sit and believe those words. And like you said, like, what I've really come into recognition with lately, and because, some people pull back on this and they're like, and even there's lots of two sides of everything going on right now, right? In political, even in churches, in Hollywood, like, stars are falling, idols are falling, and there's a lot of um, words being spoken about people, and the shaking is good. It's good. It is a good thing to not have those things be in power anymore. But some of the things that are shaking, like, they will be held accountable for what they've done. But what I'm seeing is, and even like in my grandchildren and my children, is what that person may be walking in this season, or what they walked in the past, that they're going to be held accountable for. What you are, what people have said, like your story, what you were in the past isn't who you are now. It isn't who you are now. So we have the power in our words for those around us to speak into them what they're going to be, even if they aren't that at the moment, even if we aren't what we are at the moment. We can speak into the future of what we're going to be, what the wonderful three sees them as, because he always sees us covered because he's redeemed us. So what he sees us as, and not in, he doesn't see us in disappointment. He says, I don't judge you. The Father doesn't judge you. So we can speak. That is the most powerful thing, to rise above what may be right now in our face, to speak what is, to speak what is. And that is where he's just opened up so much with me. And for me, for my children, for my grandchildren, especially, to speak what is, like we just had my grandson, and like you said, like, he's had a lot of words spoken of him from people, for learning disabilities and this and that and hyper blah blah blah. Curses spoken over him, and so he says a lot. I'm stupid, and like, no, like Jeff, my honey reminded him, no, you're not. Stop saying that. You're not stupid. He might have said what you said once, like, don't do that thing was stupid. You're not. And that's why we have the power. We have that authority, that gift, and that power.
Yes.
To speak a better word and to speak a future word of them if it isn't true right now. In this time, it is true because it's already been redeemed in all time.
I love that. I love that. That is so important. It is so important. Stop speaking over yourself. It's just, it's this is what cracks me up sometimes. It's the simplicity of the situation.
Yep. We make it hard.
You're waiting on this deep revelation. Okay, so what do I need to do? I mean, I could just see ladies with their pens and their papers. Okay, and it's a 3-step, it's a 12-step, it's program, and I need to do this, I need to do that, and I just stop speaking that over yourself.
Right.
Change your words. Change your words. Simple things that you have control over.
Yes.
I mean, we have given control of ourselves to people, places, and things instead of giving ourselves control of ourselves to God, the one that created us, the one that hand knitted us together, the one that poured specific characteristics within us for us.
Yeah.
And so you're giving yourself to all of this other madness. And now, listen, I love Dr. Miles Monroe. And I promise you, when I first got saved, the man just revolutionized my life. He really, really did. When he got to talking about purpose, I'm just like, I never knew. And one of the things, there were several, but one of the things that was so profound, he said, if you want to know the purpose of a thing, go ask the creator. The one that created it. Because they knew what they were creating. They knew what they were putting together. The Wright brothers knew they were creating what was called an aeroplane. I think they call it a flying machine. I don't know. But they knew. They knew the purpose that they were toiling over this mechanism because they knew what they wanted it to do.
Yeah.
Henry Ford knew what he wanted the engine to do. Thomas Edison knew what he wanted that element to do. He wanted it to shine bright. God knows what he wants you to do because he created you. So everybody is searching for their purpose.
Yeah.
It's the one that created you.
Yes.
Girl,
this came to my mind while you were saying that, and you're being so serious. And I don't know how many of you seen The Little Mermaid, but she wants to be in a different world, right? She doesn't want to be in the sea. She wants to be on the land. And she goes to the ship and she gets all of her little treasures that are buried in the ship. And then who does she go to ask the purpose of the treasure that she found in the ship? She goes to a silly bird that lives on land. He's a bird. He doesn't know the purpose. But
he was making it up as he went, like for real. For real.
So when we go to the wrong purpose, the wrong person, the wrong spot to ask the purpose of something, we're not going to be led? I mean, a fork is
I think what I was thinking. That was the first thing that came to my mind. The purpose of the fork was not for her hair.
No, that's what came to my mind. And it is, so when we go to the wrong thing, like, I mean, it works. You know, hey, maybe it worked better, but for a minute,
That was not the purpose.
And so when we go to the wrong thing to ask our purpose, it may seem like it's working. It may seem like it's true, but it's not. Go to the creator. Go to the creator who made the thing.
What a profound example, because that is so real. As you were saying it, that was right where my mind went. The fork. The fork.
Yeah.
But it is so true, Crystal. It is so true. That's why I'm saying, I'm like, everything that you've shared, it's just like, yes, that's simple. It's that easy. Stop faking it.
Yeah.
Stop buying into it. You have the ability to stop it.
Yes. Yes. That's my honey's favorite phrase for everything. The answer, just stop it. Just stop it. We have the ability to just stop it.
We have the ability. Like what we have the ability to go where no man has ever gone before. Because we are the man.
Yes.
And we have the ability to go where we've never gone before. We just have to take the limit off.
Yeah.
We have to recognize and realize we are limitless. It's not the sky is the limit. No. No, we've already proven that. We done been out of space. Yeah. So the sky did not stop us.
Oh. No. I love that show too, Limitless. I was like, woo, come on. I am ready for all of that. Let's be limitless. Yeah. Let's be limitless.
But you know, it's all in our perception of who we are.
Yes.
If we limit ourselves, if we downplay what God said about us, we will stay in the box. We will not be positioned for promotion. We will not think we're worthy of promotion. And as the scripture said that I read, it's not about your worthiness. Promotion comes from Him.
Yeah.
So stop trying to rationalize it. I think that's another problem that we have. We want to rationalize who we are. And who I am makes no sense to me.
Oh my.
I can't rationalize who I am, but I do know I'm unapologetically me.
Yeah.
I'm who He created me to be. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why He created me like this. I can't tell you why He put the unique qualities in me that He did. I can tell you I'm grateful. I can tell you I'm going to use it. I can tell you how grateful I am for you. But I don't even know all the unique qualities that you know about yourself. So it is not my place to try to rationalize what God has called you to. Stop trying to put people in a box. Stop trying to figure out why they do what they do. Girl. I was talking to someone, I've said this quite frequently about my boss. I'm like, that hamster up there is on crack and riddling at the same time, and I don't know what's going on in his mind. And guess what? I will not be in a patty cell trying to figure it out.
That's right.
I'm not. You know, you got to get to a place where you stop trying to figure people out.
Yes.
Give them the freedom to be who God created them to be.
Yeah.
And you take that same freedom in embracing your uniqueness to be who He created you to be. Stop trying to conform. Stop trying to fit in. A light will never fit into darkness. It will never happen. When you enter into the sphere of darkness, It is not dark any longer.
Mm-mm.
Because you're light.
Yes.
Because you're light.
Yes.
All right. We got 10 seconds. I love you, sis.
I love you, sis. Be the light.
Be
The
ready
light.
for your promotion. God bless.